Hello and welcome to Housing TV News at the top of the hour, coming to you from our studios here in the nation's capital, Abuja. I am Dorcas Chia. Our top stories. Tinubu declares security emergency and orders a mass recruitment. Terrorists abduct 32 pregnant women, children, 20 farmers. Edo government denies revoking preschools PLC's land titles. On the foreign scene, Hong Kong high-rise fire death toll rises to 55. And now the news in detail. President Bola Ahmed Tinubu has declared a national security emergency following rising attacks across the country. In a State House address on Wednesday, he ordered the Nigerian police force to recruit an additional 20,000 personnel, raising the current intake to 50,000. And approved the temporary use of NYSC camps as training centers. Police officers withdrawn from VIP duties will also be retrained and redeployed. Tinubu directed the DSS to deploy forest guards for nationwide operations in areas where terrorists and bandits are believed to be hiding, and approved further recruitment to strengthen intelligence and counter-terrorism efforts. He commended recent rescue missions in Kebbi and Kwara states and vowed that operations will continue until all abducted Nigerians, especially those in Niger State, are freed. The president urged security agencies to maintain strict discipline and warned against compromise. Tinubu called on states to reinforce local security outfits and encouraged the National Assembly to begin reviewing laws enabling the creation of state police. He also warned states against running poorly secured boarding schools and urged religious institutions to cooperate closely with the police. Reaffirming his commitment to resolving herder-farmer clashes, Tinubu encouraged herders to adopt ranching. He offered condolences to victims of recent attacks and praised fallen soldiers, urging Nigerians to remain calm and united. Still on security matters, terrorists operating in the Shiroro Forest axis of Niger State have abducted 20 farmers, including 4 pregnant women and several children in Unguwa Kawo Erena ward of Shiroro local government area. Local sources said the victims were attacked around 4 p.m. on Wednesday, November 26, while harvesting rice on their farms. This latest incident comes barely 6 days after more than 200 students, pupils, and 12 teachers were kidnapped from St. Mary's Primary and Secondary School in Papiri, Agwara local government area. So far, about 50 pupils have managed to escape and have reunited with their families, while security agencies continue efforts to rescue those still in captivity. The national chairman of the All Progressive Congress, Professor Netanwe Yildwata, says the party stands firmly with the government and people of Niger State over the abduction of children from St. Mary's School of Papiri in Agwara local government area. Speaking during a sympathy visit to the state with members of the APC National Working Committee, Yildwata condemns the rising spate of kidnappings across the country. He commended security agencies for their efforts so far, saying their operations guided by President Bola Tinubu's directives are yielding encouraging results. He expressed hope that all abducted pupils will be rescued safely. The APC chairman also praised Governor Muhammad Umar Bago for his developmental strides and for sustaining religious harmony in the state, describing unity as essential for national stability. Responding, Governor Bago thanked the APC leadership for the visit, saying it reflects the party's spirit of brotherhood. He called for continued prayers for the safe return of the missing children and lasting peace in Niger State and the country. In Kebbi State, the state government has confirmed that none of the 24 rescued schoolgirls from Government Girls Comprehensive Secondary School, Maga, were sexually abused while in captivity. Commissioner for Basic and Secondary Education Halima Bande disclosed this during the formal handover of the girls to their parents at the government house in Birni, Kebbi. She thanked God for their safe return and praised the efforts that made the rescue possible. Governor Nasir Idris urged the girls not to allow the incident discourage them from pursuing education, advising them to stay focused and continue striving for knowledge. He also appealed to residents to uphold peace, noting that development cannot thrive in an atmosphere of conflict. Speaking on behalf of the parents, Malam Ibrahim Haruna Maga thanked the federal and state governments as well as security agencies for ensuring the girls' safe release. It will be recalled that suspected bandits attacked the school on Monday, November 17th and abducted 24 students. And now the Chief of Army Staff, Lieutenant General Wadi Shuaibu, has called on the Nigerian Defense Academy to strengthen cadet training with a stronger focus on discipline, leadership, strategic thinking, and modern combat readiness. He made the call during a visit to the NDA Commandant, Major General Oluyemi Olatoye, to Army headquarters in Abuja. Shaibu urged the Academy to reinforce its research centers, especially the Department of Military Science, to support Nigeria's defense industry and enhance homegrown military innovation. He also advocated for an updated curriculum that prioritizes night operations, fitness, artificial intelligence, and other emerging warfare areas, saying these are essential for preparing officers for today's battlefields. The Chief of Army Staff pledged full support to the Commandant in achieving these reforms. Major General Olatoye, in his remarks, congratulated the Chief of Army Staff on his appointment and described the NDA as the training factory for future officers. He promised to build on existing structures and deliver competent, disciplined, and professional officers for the nation. Away from the story and over to the livestock sector, the Minister of Livestock Development, ED Mukhtar Meha, has restated the federal government's commitment to overhauling the livestock sector as he commissioned a model veterinary hospital and a mobile clinic in Yola on Tuesday. The World Bank-assisted El-Press project built the facility, which is one of 7 completed model veterinary hospitals nationwide, with 14 more under construction. Mukhtar said the Adamawa Center, equipped with consulting rooms, a diagnostic lab, and a surgical theater, will serve as a hub for quality animal health services. Magban President Baba Othman and the Lamido of Adamawa, Dr. Muhammadu Bakindu Aliyu Mustafa, praised the project, while Governor Amadu Fintiri urged residents to make full use of the facility. El-Press National Coordinator Dr. Sanusi Abubakar said the hospital will boost disease control, productivity, and food security. The Minister and the Permanent Secretary were later honored for their leadership in livestock sector reforms. Moving forward, the Universal Basic Education Commission is strengthening collaboration with public and private partners to improve access to quality basic education in Nigeria. Executive Secretary Aisha Garba announced this during a 3-day meeting in Lagos to review the Commission's public-private engagement and partnerships framework. The update aims to better align partnerships with current sector needs. UBEC highlighted Nigeria's 17 million out-of-school children and ongoing challenges such as low learning outcomes and poor infrastructure. Garba stressed the need for expanded access, improved quality technology use, and inclusive education for vulnerable groups. The Commission called for stronger cooperation among states, development partners, and communities to reduce out-of-school rates and ensure lasting reforms. And on to some legal matters, the High Court of the Federal Capital Territory, Abuja, has adjourned the case between the National State Government, Governor Abdullahi Sule, and Professor Zakari Gundu to January 15, 2026, following a request by Governor Sule's legal team. At Thursday's sitting, lead defense counsel Professor Sebastian Hon, SAN, informed the court that the claimant requested the adjournment, which the defense does not oppose. Professor Horn, joined by a strong legal team including TJ Aundu San and former Attorney General of Benue and Kaduna States, said the defense had filed a preliminary objection challenging the court's jurisdiction. He stressed that this objection must be resolved before the substantive case proceeds. Neither Governor Sule nor Nasarawa State was represented by counsel when the case was called. The court adjourned the matter to January 15th for hearing and determination of the preliminary objection. Senator Abba Moro, representing Benue State South and Senate Minority Leader, has denied reports that he plans to defect from the People's Democratic Party. In a statement from his media advisor, Emmanuel Echel John, the senator called the rumors baseless and said no discussions about defection are ongoing. A founding member of PDP, Senator Moro, reaffirmed his commitment to the party's ideas and values, acknowledging the current internal challenges, but expressing confidence in the party's mechanisms to resolve them. He urged the public to disregard the rumors as the work of mischief makers, anxious about PDP's resilience and competitiveness. The senator called on PDP members nationwide to stay loyal and work towards restoring the party to its winning ways. Former Kaduna Central Senator Shehu Sani has accused some northern political leaders of exploiting the region's worsening security crisis for political advantage ahead of the 2027 general elections. Speaking in Kaduna, Sani commended what he called political hypocrisy and a persistent leadership failure, stressing that insecurity should never be used as a bargaining chip for electoral positioning. He called for an urgent summit of northern leaders to tackle the structural issues driving insecurity, including armaggery, mass illiteracy, poverty, and chronic underdevelopment. Sani criticized leaders who focus on political point scoring rather than addressing the root causes of violence. He pointed out that the terrorists and bandits in the north are mostly northerners speaking Hausa, Fulfulde and Kanuri, not foreign elements.
That the violence, the upsurge in attacks, and the attacks on schools and churches and mosques you are seeing today has been with us in the last 50 years. And all security agencies were all manned by people from northern part of this country. Were they able to solve the problem? No. You cannot fight and defeat terrorism with a divided house. Here we are as a country today, victims of violence, of bloodshed, of attack, are demanding for more action on the side of government to end this carnage, to end this bloodshed. But there are political forces from this part of the country who thinks differently, that this is an opportunity for them to hit on the government and to capture state power. So political power is more important to them than the lives of our people.
The former lawmaker lamented that northern Nigeria has been a theater of bloodshed for over 15 years, with attacks on schools, churches, mosques, and communities becoming the tragic norm since 2012. He accused some actors of celebrating attacks, which only weakens government efforts. He commended Governor Suba Sani for reducing religious tensions and improving relative peace in flashpoint areas like Benin, Gwari, and Giwa, and acknowledged measurable security gains under President Bola Ahmed Tinubu's administration.
Here we are facing deadly attacks by terrorists and bandits from all sides. But what is our own reaction? People celebrate when bandits launch attacks. People celebrate when they see the corpses of soldiers on the ground. You cannot demean the sacrifices and service of our forcemen who are day and night in the field and theater of war since the coming of Governor Obasani. Yes, we cannot say we have 100% peace and security. We cannot say. There are pockets of attacks still going on in some specific points within the state. But you cannot compare the relative peace, stability, and calmness we have now with the terror and bloodshed that happened when Nasir was the governor of Kaduna State.
With the 2027 elections approaching, Asani urged political leaders to prioritize sincerity, unity, and genuine problem solving over political gamesmanship. Delta State Governor Right Honorable Sheriff Oborevwori has presented the 2026 appropriation bill of 1.664 trillion naira to the Delta State House of Assembly. Here, budget dictates a bold 70% to capital expenditure, signaling a strong focus on infrastructure expansion and socio-economic development. Christening the budget of accelerating the More agenda, the plan aims to drive smooth growth within a stable macroeconomic environment, aligning with Nigeria's projected GDP growth of 3.9% in 2026. Governor Oborevwori said the budget incorporates inputs from diverse stakeholders, including community leaders, civil society groups, professional associations, contractors, banks, and artisan unions. It reflects the priorities of the people with a focus on critical sectors to spur economic growth.
We are determined to work for our people, deliver on the promises of the More agenda, and make life more meaningful for everybody. Hence, Budget 2026 is about the government continuing to rise to the recurring challenges of physical discipline, economic diversification, social cohesion, infrastructural renewal, human capital development, and creating the right conditions for growth and prosperity. Achieving success will require the full buy-in of the three arms of government. I therefore invite Mr. Speaker and honorable members to support the vision encapsulated in these budget proposals and work with us to build a future that is just, fair, and equitable. These principles form the basis for the formation of Budget 2026, ensuring that it is people-centered, sustainable, and aligned with our collective.
In his welcome remarks, Speaker of the Delta State House of Assembly, Right Honorable Emo Motimi Guo, described the budget presentation as a reaffirmation of the government's commitment to its citizens.
The annual budget presentation remains one of the most important engagements in our democratic tradition. It embodies transparency, reinforces accountability, and provides a clear roadmap for direction in which government intends to steer the state in the coming fiscal year. Today's plenary, therefore, highlight the harmonious interplay between the executive and the legislature in shaping policy, guiding development, and ensuring that governance remains people-centered. Your Excellency, your presence here today demonstrates the cordial and productive relationship that exists between the House and the Executive. This House remains committed to sustaining this partnership.
We don't take a pause here, and up next are news stories from the build sector. Stay with us.
Are you wondering on how to get accurate prices of building materials from various markets across Nigeria? Subscribe to Housing TV Africa on YouTube to get your weekly update on prices of building materials. Housing TV Africa, your first in housing news.
Welcome back. Glad to have you join us on Housing TV News at the hour. Now to the build sector. Edo State government has denied revoking the land titles of Prisco PLC, clarifying that an earlier notice was unauthorized and misrepresented its position. Officials say the state only acknowledged federal control over land with oil assets, and Prisco's full holdings remains unaffected. The notice sparked investor concerns, but the government is reviewing how the false notice was issued and urged the public to ignore it. Prisco, a major agribusiness operating for over 34 years, has yet to respond. Experts stress balancing resource control with protecting key agricultural investments. The state insists only a small portion of land is under review and reaffirmed its commitment to supporting agribusiness. And on to the foreign scene. More updates on the Hong Kong fire case. Authorities in Hong Kong have confirmed that 55 people have died in the massive fire at Wang Fuk Court, the residential complex in Tai Po district. At least 123 others, including 8 firefighters, are hospitalized, while hundreds remain unaccounted for nearly 24 hours after the blaze began. Emergency teams continue rescue efforts amidst intense heat, collapsing, scaffolding, and falling debris. The estate houses over 4,600 residents, 36% of whom are elderly. Remarkably, an elderly man was rescued alive from the 31st floor of a still burning tower. Police have arrested 3 men, 2 company directors and a consultant, on suspicion of manslaughter linked to renovation negligence. Investigations suggest flammable materials like bamboo scaffolding and the polystyrene window covers accelerated fire and blocked escape routes. Fire Service Director Andy Young said these polystyrene boards are extremely flammable and the fire spread very rapidly. Over 900 residents have been displaced and are sheltering in emergency centers. Many survivors report losing all their belongings. Chinese President Xi Jinping has ordered a full response and approved emergency aid of 2 million yuan through the Red Cross. This strategy may become Hong Kong's deadliest fire since World War II, surpassing the 33 fire-related deaths recorded in 2024. Chief Executive John Lee has ordered safety inspections of all residential estates undergoing renovation. And that's just about the much we can take on Housing TV News at the hour. But before we go, a recap of our top stories. Tinubu declares security emergency and orders mass recruitment. Terrorists abduct 4 pregnant women, children, and 20 farmers. Edo government denies revoking Prisco's PLC's land titles. On the foreign scene, we told you that Hong Kong high-rise fire death toll rises to 55. For more news in the housing sector, do well to subscribe to our YouTube channel, Housing TV Africa. You can follow us on all our social media platforms and download the Housing TV mobile app on your Google Play Store and Apple Store. Many thanks for watching. I am Dorcas Chia. Bye for now.
TV Africa, your first in housing development broadcasting.
Come to trending housing news. Get credible and authentic housing news at your fingertips by downloading the Housing TV mobile app. You can also join the Africa International Housing Show live from across the globe through the Housing TV mobile app. The mobile app features live streaming and trending housing news. You can locate the AIHS venue via the app, network with AIHS seasoned speakers, and live chat with exhibitors. You can also order house or building materials at AIHS via this app. Download the Housing TV mobile app now from the App Store and Google Play Store. And don't forget to click on the notification button. Available for both iOS and Android users. Housing TV is also on